now tuned in. The most talked about podcast in the country. DT, unfiltered and uncensored. Now here's your host, DT.
Yo, it's your boy, the man, the myth, the legend, the one, the only DT on DT's Unfiltered, Uncensored. The show that is streamed worldwide on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Facebook. You can also follow me on Instagram. All you got to do is search DT_Unfiltered, Uncensored, and you go to my bio, that show you all my platforms that I'm available on. All right, well, today we're doing the power ranking once again. And of course, I got my main man, the brother from another mother, the man who behind the Band Aid Boy podcast. Welcome to the show, KDH.
What's going on?
Hey, let me get it too loud for you on that. I don't know what I'm doing.
It's the hotel room, that's why.
All right, man. So, of course, we got the power rankings for this week. It was an interesting week in basketball, to say the least.
Oh, God.
Yeah, we definitely got to do a show next week. I know you had a situation yesterday, so I understand that. So we got to do a show next week because I have some stuff that I want to talk about next week. And we definitely gonna have a special guest next week who will join the show. I got a new young buck that wants to be part of the basketball show, so he's ready to come talk NBA basketball. You know what's funny before we get started in this? It's so many young people I run into that do not keep up with the NBA. How do you want to go to the NBA and play in the NBA, but you don't keep up with it?
I mean, a lot of players don't nowadays. They don't really fantasize over players like we did back in our time. I'll say our last generation was like the last where we wanted to be like a LeBron James, wanted to be a Dwayne Wade. Now you got a lot of kids saying, "No, I want to be me. I want to be the best me." So they ain't got no interest in it. We seen that from Anthony Edwards.
And I get that, but I get a lot of kids. Oh, I love LeBron. They ride LeBron, KD, whatever, and stuff like that. But I said, you look at the NBA, do you keep up the NBA? No, not really. But you want to go play in it. It's like to me, it's like a profession. If I want to, like, I grew up, I wanted to be going to the film industry, entertainment industry. I kept up with what's going on in the movie industry. I kept up with film and television. I kept up with the music. I kept up with a lot of stuff because I want to know what I need to get prepared for or what's going on. If I want to do something, I'm at least be interested and keep up with it. So I coach. I kept up with that. I watch stuff like that. So I don't understand this generation. Like, you keep up. No, but you tell me that I want to play in the NBA, but you don't keep up with it. That just, to me, it's different. I guess it's like you said, it's different generation now.
Different generation now.
All right, so we're gonna get started with the power ranking. Cause we ain't gonna make it a real long night. So we'll get started with the number 30. We had at number 30 this week, San Antonio Spurs. Last week we had them at 28. They dropped 2. I mean, that's self-explanatory. I'll let you chime in on this one, KDH.
Yeah, there's not much to talk about. It's the Spurs. If you're a Spurs fan, I'm sorry. That's all I can say.
I'm slowly telling everybody now we're seeing the true NBA. That beginning of the season was we was hallucinating. We really was. We were hallucinated like a mother. Now the true NBA is coming to fruition. Because if I'm not mistaken, the Spurs on an 8-game losing streak.
Yeah. They were 0-4 last week. They're 0-4. And 3 of those losses came from one team.
Oh, yeah. We can move on to this. It's like San Antonio. I think Popovich about to get his wish. He's about to get the wish, getting that first pick of the NBA draft.
It's looking like it.
Popovich said, I'm not mad at all. Popovich said, I'm not mad. I'm definitely happy with this. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and move from 30 to 28, 29. And we got the Detroit Pistons. Last week we had them at 30. And they moved up a spot. I mean, it's the Detroit Pistons. I mean, Detroit, San Antonio. It's like the blind leading the blind right there.
It's just weird how they've beaten some of the teams that they did. And it's like, it doesn't make them any stronger or I see them doing any well. But it's just like, how?
Yeah, like, exactly.
How? I don't know if it's the addition of finally getting Marvin Bagley out, but even then, like, you didn't have Kate Cunningham in any of those games. I don't understand, but
I forgot about Marvin Bagley was in the NBA.
Everybody does.
And he was so much talked about like becoming like one of the best players, and so people the stock was on him high when he first came into the league, and now we barely even talk about. We barely even know he's still in the NBA, and that's a shame.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead to number 28 because number 29, nothing to talk about. Oh, you found your cord?
Nope.
Oh. We got number 28. We had the Orlando Magic. Last week we had them at 25. They dropped 3 spots to 28. You want to say anything about the Orlando Magic?
I mean, not much. I mean, they've been losing. They still don't have Paolo. They got him back today. Hopefully, we'll see how that translates this week. But I mean, they just couldn't pull through with some of the wins this week.
Okay, so you took away. Hold on, I was looking. You took away the list. Jeez.
Which list?
The list that showed the win, who they lost, and who they won against. You took it off the.
No, I don't think so.
I'm looking at the list right now. I don't even see I see the ups and downs, but I don't see like who they lost to, how many they lost the past week.
Oh yeah. I mean, they. I know they lost the teams that they should.
Oh, we good. It was just about some future rankings I wanted to speak on, but yeah. I figured it out. Okay, so we're gonna jump to number 27. We got the Houston Rockets. Last week we had them at the 29 spot. They moved up 2 spots. Congratulations, Houston. You're still one of the worst teams in the NBA. You're just not as bad as Orlando, Detroit, San Antonio. But you're still in that list. So who did they beat? Did they beat the
Atlanta Hawks after DeJounte Murray and Trae Young combined for 83 points.
I was so happy.
And still lose.
Thank you.
Thank you. Like this is the shit I be talking about for people that give Trae Young all the prop. The man gave up too many points. Jalen Green had almost his career high with 30 points. Well, it wasn't a career high, but it was his season high of 30 points. He can't play defense at all. We'll talk about Atlanta later. Congratulations, Houston. And then, not to mention, they beat OKC, blew them out after beating the Hawks.
Well, Houston Rockets may jump into the top 20.
Oh, Jesus. I pray not.
Okay. Number 26. We have the Charlotte Hornets. It was no movement right there. Once again, Charlotte, congratulations. You're still one of the worst teams in the NBA. You're just not as bad as the other teams above you.
Yeah, not much to say on that.
Oh, I think this is list. I think the bottom 20, 25 through 30 was pretty easy. And of course, number 25, we got the New York Knicks. Of course, nothing much to say about the New York Knicks.
Nothing, not much. I mean, they haven't really. I don't think they really changed from where they were last week anyway. So, I mean, just not winning games.
No, and they was down at 24. They dropped down one more spot and stuff like that. It just I don't.
They can't win. RJ Barrett is shooting terribly. Julius Randle's not playing in playoff performance, not playing any All-Star. And Jalen Brunson's doing it, but it's just not translating to wins. I mean, it is what it is. He's the only consistent guy on that team right now, and no one else is really backing him up.
Not much to say on that. But the number 24, I'm so happy with number 24. Number 24, congratulations, Lakers. You have moved up finally from 27 to 24. Lakers, you are actually, with LeBron James on the team, not one of the worst teams in the NBA. Congratulations.
Sure is not.
But the funny thing is, they have a worse record with LeBron on the court with them than with LeBron out. But we ain't gonna speak on that. AD's out. I don't know how long he's gonna be out for, but are we surprised? No.
You can't be with AD. I'm sorry, you just can't.
I don't care what happens in the game. He missed a game. It don't be. It's not a shocker. It's not like, oh my God, Jason Tatum out, or oh my God, even KD. Oh God, because KD tried to play Giannis or Luka, like somebody like that. But it's Anthony Davis.
Exactly.
They tried to blood my boy up, Westbrook up yesterday in the game and stuff like that.
I know, I saw that.
And I heard him. Thought they were WWE dropping an elbow on his head and stuff like that. Man, people's elbow it didn't work. They still won the game and stuff like that. And then
They blew him out.
yeah, and
LeBron had 39.
and who did they beat again?
Spurs. They beat Spurs 3. That they won what 5 games total. 3 of those are from the Spurs. They played them 3 times this week.
They already played them 3 times.
3 times. They all their wins this week came from beating Spurs.
I think we need.
And then they played Phoenix 1 time and they lost.
I think we need to put the Lakers at 25.
That's why I'm like they don't expect much. The only reason they moved up is because teams were worse. That's the only reason why they beat the Spurs that they should have. If they didn't beat the Spurs in all 3 games, yeah, they wouldn't be nearly ranked as high.
You know what? I honestly think the New York Knicks better than Los Angeles.
We don't even know yet until they play somebody. Because when they didn't play the Spurs, they lost. So if they play somebody else and lose, I'm sorry, y'all. Just hang it up.
Yeah, I think who I'm trying to real quick. Who do they got this week coming up? Let me look at this schedule tomorrow. I know they play tomorrow. They play no, they don't. Oh, they play the Pacers. Hey, we're gonna see this game. If they lose this, the Lakers are gonna drop on power ranking this week because they got my Milwaukee Bucks on Friday. So
yeah, they're not winning that one, unfortunately. I'm sorry.
Giannis guarding. LeBron said he's guarding Giannis. He already saw he told me he guarding Giannis.
No, he told you that. That's crazy.
No, he told the world. He said I'm guarding Giannis on Friday. Well, Giannis finna have 35 points on the person defense. Number 23, we got the Oklahoma City Thunder. Last week we had on 20. They dropped down 3 spots. They had a little rough patch this week, didn't they?
Yeah. Let me think of who they played because OKC, I believe, lost to the Houston Rockets, and yeah. Who else did they lose to? I can't even remember who else.
It's not good when you lose to the Houston Rockets.
No, it's just not. I mean, they're and don't get me wrong. Now they do have some talented players. I do like what Houston has constructed. It's just they're not constructed to win NBA games yet. They still need time. They still got some things to get through. But yeah.
Houston
and the Bulls. No, they actually beat the Bulls. Lost to Rockets. And I know they lost to another team, but I can't remember who that was. Oh, Denver Nuggets.
Okay.
Denver Nuggets. That was their record for this week.
Okay. I still like OKC, but I mean, they at the spot they at. They
just gotta win games. I mean, right now they only got one better game than the Lakers. So what more are you expecting from them? And if I'm not mistaken, they're on I think they're no, I'm bugging. Not them. Never mind.
Okay, so number 22 on the power rankings, we have Daniel Roach's favorite team, Miami Heat. Last week we had 23. They moved up 1 spot. But I got to give them congratulations today because they beat the Atlanta Hawks. I am so proud. Thank you very much. Miami Heat, you got a good chance moving up on my ranking this week just for that win. I need the Hawks in the 20 to 30 count ranking. I need to get them down there, so I need teams to continue to beat them. What would you like to say about the Miami Heat without the Jimmy Butler on the team?
And they didn't have Tyler Hero for a little. I mean, that like I said, Miami Heat is one of those teams you just can't count out because they have guys that showed up. We had their rookie Nikola Jovic, who comes in, plays outstanding. Jamal Cain came in. Hayward Highsmith, that one game against, I believe, Washington, where he went stupid. I mean, this week they just really displayed their showcase of their roster. Kyle Lowry has been playing phenomenal. The only consistent person right now is definitely way better than what they had last year, but you just can't count them out. You cannot count them out. They play excellent defense and they can shoot. And if they are hot or they feel good, you won't get like how they get the past. I want to say right now they're on a 3-game winning streak. I think the only team they did lose to was the Minnesota Timberwolves by only 4 points without having Jimmy or Tyler Hero. And I want to say they didn't have Bam in that one either. So, I mean, you just can't count them out. I wouldn't be surprised once they get them back and figure out rotations that, yeah, Miami might be a top 15 team in the league.
Okay, cool. Hey, we got this Miami. Okay, so number 21, it was no movement from last week. It is the Minnesota Timberwolves, who has been a huge disappointment to me this season because I expect more out of them. I really did. All the moves they made, big mouth that Anthony Edwards been talking. I just expected more out of them. And they have been having a subpar performance as a team. And so far, that trade has not worked with Rudy Gobert to me.
No, it hasn't. The biggest thing, which is crazy because last year they were better defensively than what they have Rudy Gobert. And you would think with him putting Utah Jazz on one of the top defensive teams in the league that at least when he goes to Minnesota, you'll see it translate a little bit. But no, it hasn't translated at all. They still struggle on the pick and roll, trying to contain him on the low post. But the problem is teams that can shoot are destroying and dismantling Minnesota. We seen that display when they lost to Golden State. Golden State scored 137 to their 114. They just couldn't compete. And we seen that with Charlotte Hornets. Charlotte Hornets is not a great defensive team, but they can shoot very well. And we saw that display of how they Minnesota lost to Charlotte Hornets, just killing that pick and roll defense that they are trying to use, and it's just not working. So I don't know how they're going to adjust it. Jaden McDaniels is the only one playing excellent. And with him, he's going to have to play really tight on the ball handler when on those screens. That seems like to be their biggest problem in transition. So we'll see how they translate. Right now, it's not looking too good. It looks like they'll be almost where they'll be for the end of the season and throughout. So we'll see.
Cool. All right. So I was thinking they would possibly make a move, but they actually dropped. Brooklyn Nets. They went from 18 to 20. I don't.
Yeah. Well, it's tough because surprisingly, like they played the most games out of everybody this week. They played 5 games, which is basically almost every game was back. Every other game were back to back, and they won 3 of those. But I think they were just a little bit tired, and that's translates to some of their losses. But I wouldn't be surprised if they would jump up this week, just due to how the games have been. Because now this puts them in almost playoff. I think this puts them in play-in at 9th in their standings. But we just really got to see now that they're healthy, win some games. Once we see Kyrie, Ben Simmons, because Ben Simmons is playing phenomenal. I don't know if anybody's been paying. The man is trying phenomenal. Had his first 20-point game that he's had in forever. So he's playing phenomenal. Will this continue is the main question we're going to ask the Nets.
I got 2 things I want to say on this. One reason why they didn't move up my power rankings is because they lost to a 76ers without James Harden, without Joel Embiid, and without Tyrese Maxey. You still lost to them. I mean, technically, you got blown out by them, which is not a good look when you have all your players and they don't have all theirs. That's 2. And number 3, you say they played 5 games this past week. Oh my God! Keep the media away from Kyrie. He may complain to the league and say that that's unfair that they made us play 5 games. And they did. They brought me back right when we played 5 games, so they purposely scheduled us 5 games. So I had to play 5 games back all in a 7-game span.
I don't think he's ever complained about playing that many games.
But man, Kyrie known for complaining, so it may be the first time he thinking on Fagel say that it's a system. It's the system. It's the white man. He trying to fuck with me. It's the Jews. Okay. Number 19. Here we go. It is the Golden State Warriors. We had no movement. They actually had a decent week this week. My concern with this is how in the hell? Hold on, where is that? This first, I got to do it. I have to do this. Miss me with that bullshit. How the hell the Bleacher Report had them in the top 10 of power rankings? What have the Golden State Warriors done this season or even in the last couple of weeks to deserving to be in the when I seen that in the top 10, that made no fucking sense. That they are in the top 10 in the power ranking for Bleacher Report. Wow. How I need someone who at the Bleacher Report office, whoever with the Bleacher Report, I need them to put out a statement as how they had the Lakers. Because when I was reading the comments under their post, even everybody was saying the same thing. They haven't did nothing. How they in the power? They ain't even a top 10 team right now, but you got them top 10. People's like, oh, it's politics. Same thing I said politics. Oh, you're just because it's the Golden State Warriors. I don't understand how they was in the top 10. I think whoever did that needs to stop doing power ranking.
Yeah, I mean, they really didn't prove. The only thing that they prove is they can beat a Minnesota team that's fully healthy. Outside of that, Utah Jazz has no Mike Conley when they beat them, and they still struggled. LA Clippers had no Kawhi. They had no Paul George, and you beat them by 20 points. Obviously, you should. And then you lose to one team that I think is doing really well, New Orleans Pelicans, by almost 40 points. So between that, what have you proven? Please explain to me, what have they proven? You lost to a team that is considered almost probably top 15 in the league right now by 40 points, and you beat crippled teams besides Minnesota, which Minnesota was already ranked around where you are. So how in the world did you jump up? Who did you beat so bad that put you in top number 10? That's my question.
Beats the hell out of me because I was beside myself. You see, I ain't even posted about that. I was beside my like, y'all, how they had it just made zero sense that the Golden State Warriors was a top 15, top 10 team in
and
the
they barely beat Houston. They beat Houston by 7. They struggled. Jabari Smith had his career high. Tyrese Eason had his career high against them, and they won by 7. Who did you beat? Ridiculous. Just ridiculous. They're gonna be disappointed this upcoming week, I'm assuming.
They probably will. They probably put them in the damn top 5. They probably knock them above the Bucks. Okay. We have at number 18 this week. And I was hoping they was gonna move up, but like I said, Fool's Gold is coming out. Sacramento Kings not having a good week. Last week we had them at 17. They dropped one spot.
Yeah, the Atlanta Hawks finally they ended their streak. Unfortunately, they had a long streak. I don't know how long it was. It had to be like 5 games.
I think it's 6 or 7.
Kings, 6 or 7.
The Kings, the Sacramento Kings, y'all had one job to do. One job, that was to beat the Atlanta Hawks. That's all you had is one job.
Yeah,
and you couldn't do that. You couldn't beat the Atlanta Hawks with one of the guards who had one of the worst shooting percentage of the season so far. Trae Young, he's doing bad. He did bad today too, just jacking up shots and stuff like that. I need to tell Trae Young, if you ever watch it, you're not Steph Curry. Please stop trying to say
you're not Steph Curry.
You're not Steph. I know you have some great games when you shoot good game, but stop. And then he just continued. And then the funny thing is, even Dominique was saying on the show, he was broadcast Jones, I don't like that shot. He kept saying that every time. Trae, I don't like that shot. I think they need to move the ball more. Feed the ball to the big guy. Dominique was like, I feel like Dominique like, I need to go coach these boys because Trae Young ain't gonna keep shooting that. Because he kept shooting and was not making. He done shot a couple air balls. I'm like, Trae, stop shooting. But no. Let them continue to shoot himself, keep shooting himself in the foot because it makes my day that they lose and they lost today. But Sacramento King, once again, you had one job to do. One job.
Yeah. I felt like the streak was going to end after the Atlanta Hawks because they played Boston and they did lose to Boston. So that was expected. But I think if they would have beat Atlanta Hawks, that would have bumped them up a lot more. But considering you lost to Atlanta when it was clearly in your favor, granted you weren't at home, but y'all are playing great. Kevin Huerter.
They play Boston?
They played Boston Friday.
Oh, okay.
They lost to them by almost 15 points, 12 points. I think it was like 122 to 104. So, I mean, Boston, like I said, it's Boston. I don't expect the Kings to beat them. Plus, if they lose to them, it doesn't really matter to me because they probably won't play them until the finals if they make it that far. So, to lose to them, to me, it's okay. That gives you good practice. You should be beating everybody in the West, though. And you should have beat Atlanta, but it is what it is. They're 1-1 this week. Their new schedule, it's going to be tough because they got a tough schedule ever since then. After that, they play Phoenix, Pacers, Clippers, and then the Bulls. Okay. So not too bad. They should come out of there 2-1. We'll see if they win all 3. Of course, they'll jump. If they lose to any of the other 2, yeah, they might stay where they're at or they might drop.
Well, speaking of the Bulls, coming in number 17 this week on the power rank, we had the Bulls. Last week we had 22. They actually jumped up 5 good spots. Good job. Chicago Bulls had 2 great wins this week. They beat the Boston Celtics and they beat the Milwaukee Bucks. Isn't that the second? Isn't the second time they beat the Boston Celtics this season? I think Boston only lost to the Cavaliers and the.
Yeah, I'm about to say them. I thought they only lost 3 times to.
No, their Bulls beat them twice this season, and the Cavaliers beat them twice, if I'm not mistaken.
They could have no.
Look at it.
No, because November 4th, Boston beat Chicago.
Okay.
I don't remember them.
Okay, so the Cavaliers did beat Boston twice, though.
Yeah, Cavaliers beat them twice. That's the only team that beat them twice so far. No. Monday, October 24th, they did lose. Boston Celtics lost by almost 18.
So who?
Chicago Bulls. So yeah, so Cavs beat them twice. Chicago has also beaten them twice, and that's concerning to me. I don't know about that for Boston, but to me that's concerning. Chicago Bulls plays no defense. We all know you got to outscore them, but I don't think they're a good team, and I think it needs to be deconstructed soon, or trades need to happen for the Bulls.
I watched that game with the Milwaukee, and Milwaukee messed up on a lot of defensive possessions, and one of the defense possessions that kind of gave them the boost to lead, which kind of agitate me, is Giannis was guarding the perimeter, and it was towards the end. It was like last minute of the game or something like that, and Drew was defending DeRozan. And he was driving in. He turned around to do a fadeaway, and Giannis decided to step out to help Drew, and he kicked out to the corner and knocked down a 3. And I got pissed with Giannis. I'm like, Giannis, Drew didn't need no help on that. It was a fadeaway. Let him get that fadeaway. Drew didn't need no help with you jumping out there to DeRozan. I mean, Drew does and he was doing a good job on DeRozan too. He was playing tight defense, and I felt like the way he was playing, it would have been a bad shot. It wouldn't went in on DeRozan, and then Giannis stepped out on him. He kicked out to the corner, knocked down that 3, and that kind of sealed the deal for them. And I was kind of pissed with Giannis for actually stepping out on it. So yeah.
Not to get too much into it. We'll speak more onto Giannis later, but I know you've even seen it tonight. Giannis, I'm questioning his help defense. He makes kind of some poor decisions that we won't have to fix on that, but we'll talk more about that later.
I agree with you. I definitely agree with you.
But yeah, Bulls are one of those teams. I don't know if you've been watching the games. If you don't score 110 points, you're not beating the Bulls.
Right.
The Bulls have won every single game where teams have not scored over 110 points. If they don't score over 110 points, you're not beating the Bulls. And defense is only part of it. It's literally don't play defense, worry about fast transitions, score a lot of points. That's how you beat the Bulls. And I think that's a lot of times why they've beaten Boston twice, because Boston's trying to run their set defense, and you can't do. They got too many offensive threats. Everyone can score. They're just going to pick off your weakest defender, and they're going to score off of him. And we've seen that a lot with Vucevic, killing Al Horford, killing anybody they really switch with him. Zach LaVine's going to murder. But I think who?
Al Horford.
He's still in the league, starting center for him. So,
as you know, what's funny? I have not watched the Boston Celtics game this season yet.
No need to. I mean, they balling. I mean, I think you should, just to see how good they are.
No, I just haven't. Colin haven't had a chance to catch it. We're working. I haven't seen a ball. I've seen every other team in the NBA play this season, but Boston. Boston, the only team I haven't watched the game of yet. That's surprising. I've seen from the trash teams to the good team, but I have not seen a Boston Celtics game.
Boston's freaking hilarious because they'll allow you to be ahead of the whole game up until the fourth quarter. Then they just put on some type of watch, and if you're ahead the whole game and you get too far, then Boston kind of slips. But they're one of those teams. It does not matter if the other team's ahead the whole 3 quarters. They're gonna come back.
Cool. Moving on to number 16, we got the Indiana Pacers. No movement, same spot. I don't have too much to say on the Pacers.
Not much. They just got to win. I mean, there's not much to talk about there.
Right. Okay. Cool. Moving on.
Number 4 in the East, though. That's crazy.
Yeah. Hey, Jesus.
Never would have thought.
Number 15, we have the Utah Jazz that won the biggest drop in. And like I said, fool's gold. It's coming. Everybody figure out that's not real gold. That's not real gold. I've been telling you not real gold.
Here's my take on that. And it's literally they need, since they lost this guy, they haven't played good. Colin Sexton should not be starting. I'm just gonna start off that. He is not the starting guard. He is the starting 2 guard. They're trying to run two guards with Jordan Clarkson and Colin Sexton, and it's not working. They need Mike Conley to orchestrate this offense so bad that they have lost so many games without him. So far, they will continue to lose games until we get Mike Conley. Well, I'm not gonna say wait until they get Mike Conley back. You lost to the Spurs, no Mike Conley. Like, come on, man. I mean, you need Mike Conley. You need Mike Conley. I think. Let me see. Hold on. That may not have been this week. Because this week I want to say, I gotta look it up. But yeah, they desperately need Mike Conley back. The minute Mike Conley comes back, they may lose 1 or 2 games, but once he gets back into the rotation in the mix, okay, teams are gonna have some problems. But they lost to Golden State, scoring very well. They lost to Phoenix by 1 point. They lost to Detroit Pistons because they couldn't play defense, and they lost to the Clippers 0-4. 0-4, and they lost that game by 6. They need Mike Conley. They need Mike Conley desperately. If they get him back, then I think, Jazz will kind of come back to because they're a good team. I think Lauri Markkanen leading the offense is great, but Mike Conley has to facilitate that offense, and he's an underrated defender. So until they get him back, they're going to keep dropping. Unfortunately, they're going to keep dropping.
Well, it is what it is. Yeah, they real disappointment. I've been saying that it's going to come to light. Everything in the dark comes to light. And so far, the Utah Jazz and the San Antonio Spurs, and it's one of the teams that started out real good. Well, Portland always have these. So I think Utah and San Antonio was the ones.
Yeah, they were top. Yeah, they were definitely one of the top. That was like, what?
Well, okay. Number 14, we have the Toronto Raptors. Last week we had them at 13. They dropped 1 spot. You could chime in on this one.
They have been playing excellent to not have Fred VanVleet or Siakam or Scotty Barnes. I don't know how they're competing. Now, I will say a couple games here and there, they've had Scotty, they've had Fred VanVleet. Siakam hasn't made any of the games this week. But I'm a little worried about Toronto because they seem like that team that no one's paying attention to. But they've been playing excellent. And their guys coming off the bench have been playing top-tier basketball. Now, they have been struggling to get the wins off of it, so that's a little why their power ranking hasn't really switched off of. But if they get back Siakam and keep Fred VanVleet and Scotty healthy, they're going to be a problem. They're going to be a problem. They beat Dallas Mavericks in their full squad. They lost to Brooklyn, didn't have enough, and they lost to Atlanta Hawks by 2 points. So we'll see. I'm excited for them. I think they'll move up once they get everybody back.
Yes, they had one job to do when they come. Did you say they lost to the Atlanta Hawks?
Yeah, by 2.
Let's see. There you go. One job.
They ain't got their place.
Neither do 76ers, but they beat the Brooklyn Nets. Okay, so number 13, we have the Washington Wizards. Last week we had at 14. They moved up 1 spot, and they played some ball today. Hey, they had a good game today. And Bradley dropped 30 today. Oh, they had a good game today. But I think they still lost, if I'm not mistaken. I think they played Boston. They still lost.
It's Boston.
But I gotta give them they played their butt off. They just still can't defeat the juggernaut, which is the Boston Celtics, the number 1 team in the NBA right now. Number one record in the NBA right now. What are your thoughts on Washington Wizards? And don't hate on Bradley Beal, sir.
I mean, right now they're in a 3-game loser streak. They lost to Miami back-to-back. And the only team they beat this week was the Charlotte Hornets by 4 points. I think we're starting to see Wizards also.
They beat the Charlotte Hornets. You got to give them that. Bradley Beal's back.
Yeah, and they're still losing. So I mean, here's one thing I will give Washington. Do not sleep on Washington. They're playing excellent defense, and they will beat you if you slack on them.
Well, they play as a defense tonight. We'll come beat Boston.
They couldn't beat Boston.
So number 12 we have is the team I think is another fool's gold team is Dallas Mavericks.
We ain't about Dallas.
No. Luka is not.
Whoa.
Winning MVP.
Okay.
There they go. He's not winning MVP. Yeah, I can let it go. They're not going to finish in the top 6. They'd be lucky if they make the top 8.
The way it's looking, that I don't know if you watched the last couple plays of when they played not Milwaukee, it was Raptors. And that really just showed me how bad his supporting cast is. I wish we could pull up highlights just so I could show you. But Luka draws the double team, clicks it to Maxi Kleber, who's wide open in the middle of the court. You had one job, either to lay the ball up or you had to throw it in the corner to Spencer Dinwiddie. Mind you, they were playing 5 out. So you had Spencer Dinwiddie in one corner, Dorian Finney-Smith and the Luka on the top left key above the 3, Maxi Kleber off the screen off of that, and then you had Reggie Bullock on the other side of the right side of the 3-point. Why does Luka draw the double team perfectly? Dishes it to Maxi Kleber wide open in the middle of the court, right in front of the free throw. All he had to do was lay it up or throw it in the corner. He decides to get the ball, turn around, and throw it to Reggie Bullock, who's being guarded by a person when Spencer Dinwiddie is wide open and you're wide open. And Luka just looked at him and was just like,
that's what we call basketball IQ.
I mean, if you can, just I don't know if you have the NBA app, just go watch the very ending and just look at the performance. Not even like a minute.
Anywhere on social media, I could probably.
There was a highlight. Let me see if I can find it. I know I seen it because it just had me like, there's no possible way.
If you get the highlight up,
I'll have to show you it later, but I know for if anybody did watch that game, just sometimes you guys gotta just dial back and really see what's the problem with some of these teams. And it's just Luka and his cast. I mean, it's not even Luka. Luka's playing phenomenal. Even I'm sure you can agree with how he played against Bucks tonight. I mean, he can score with ease. He can get you open, but y'all can't make a shot, and I don't understand. So, I'm gonna have to find it and record it, but yeah, it's just tragic, and the supporting cast is to the point that we can't even rely on Christian Wood to get 20 points anymore. It's just kind of like, I wouldn't be surprised if Dallas would drop to almost one of the worst teams if they can't pick it up. They need trades bad. Like I know we laugh at Lakers and Houston, and Dallas needs trades fast.
They need to trade LeBron. There you go. Great trade.
No, they need defense. Their defense is still top notch, but they can't outscore opponents. You can get a stop, but then it's like you can't score off of it, and then they score, and we're not reciprocating. I mean, like we said, Luka can get you 30. Cool. Why does your next highest scorer have 10 points? Why does your next highest scorer have 7? Like, I'm not gonna rant too much on Luka and his teams, but the supporting cast needs help, and if they don't get it, he's not winning MVP. They're probably not even gonna make the playoffs. They'll make the play-in probably, but they need help. They need help.
He wasn't making MVP anyway, so we let that
go. They're on a 4-game losing streak.
Number 11, we have the Atlanta Hawks.
That's your favorite team.
Last week we had them at number 9. They dropped out of the top 10 finally. I just don't like the Hawks. I don't like Trey Young. I don't like Trey Young. I don't like Murray. I don't like none. I don't like the Hawks. I just don't like the Hawks. Period. As you probably see, whoever listens to whoever watches, I am not a Hawks fan. I'm not a Falcon fan. I like the Braves though, but
That's because they won.
no, they don't do nothing to get on my nerves. I mean, they fans are not annoying like the Hawks and the Falcon fan. The Falcon fan, and I don't like Georgia Bulldogs either. Their fans are annoying as well.
Nah, yeah, they're the worst at all.
Yeah, they actually do take the cake when it comes to the most.
They're the worst at all. But
what do you want to say about the shitty Hawks?
I mean, let me ask you this. To be honest, let me ask you. Do you feel like it's a Trey Young problem, or do you feel like it's a Nate McMillan problem? Because personally,
I'm gonna go with. I think Nate needed to have a little bit more of a leash on Trey.
Okay, thank you. Because I thought I was the only one with this, and it's like, all right, I get your type of offense. You're trying to run everything through Trey because at the end of the day, there's not a lot of people that can guard Trey. I'm gonna give it to Trey. He's an excellent player. There's not a lot of people that guard him. So if you want to try to double him, someone else can score. He can get him there. If you want to try to leave him one-on-one, he's going to take advantage of that player by getting a foul or shooting a three. I get that. But the problem that we see in Steph Curry and Trey, since all the Hawks players want to compare them to, is Trey doesn't know how to play off ball. Nate McMillan hasn't showed him how to let someone else run the offense and get Trey off ball. It makes him more of a threat because now you only have to right now they only have to really worry about him on the key. But if he learned how to play a little bit better off ball, now not only do you have to worry about him on the key, you got to worry about him with off ball, and that's what makes Steph Curry so dangerous. I will give Trey, he is an excellent three-point shooter. However, he forces a lot of shots. We've seen that this year. We've seen that in the playoffs. You shut Trey down by doubling him and playing hard defense, he struggles because he has no off-ball game. Right. AI was good off-ball. Steph was good off-ball. There's tons of guards that be off-ball. Why is Trey not being used more on the off-ball scene and let DeJounte Murray be the focal point of the offense? That doesn't make no sense to me.
I think that has a lot to do with Trey.
But I mean, at the end of the day, it's ultimately Nate McMillan's decision. Trey wasn't as this crucial with the shooting as he is today 2 or 3 years ago. He was not this bad. It's to the point now Trey's going to put up 20 plus shots. And he probably makes 8 of those, maybe 9. On a good night, he'll probably make 12. He shouldn't be shooting that many shots when you have that many talented players that can't shoot. Aaron Holiday, AJ Griffin is playing outstanding right now for him. So I feel like I'm gonna put the blame on Nick McMillan right now. I'm not gonna put it on Trey too much because I feel like Trey's just being Trey. This is what he's used to now. This is what they focal point. But I'm gonna blame Nick McMillan for the way that they've been playing. You don't have a great defensive strong suit, so why not try to transition the offense a little different? And I think he's too scared for his job if he does that.
Okay. Yeah, I would say it's a blame on both. They trying to do everything like you say through Trey. It's already bad if Trey not having a good scoring night. He don't play defense, so it's just like he's irrelevant on the court.
It's irrelevant.
Dude, if you're not gonna have a good shooter, like I always tell players, and I think you said it too. If the offense not working, do something else to help the team. You gotta figure out some way else to help the team. And he down trying to help on defense because I watched him. Yeah, and he's not. And the thing about it, he's not trying to. That's a problem. He's not.
Well, he's too small. He's just too small. Look at this man's career. He didn't play defense in high school, so you don't have no competitive edge there. You damn sure didn't play no defense in college at Oklahoma. All you did was shot tons of points to where you were leading scorer in the entire college. 35, what do you average? Like 32, 35? What defense is being played with a person scoring 32, 35? He's not getting paid to play defense at the end of the day. You're not paying Trae Young to play defense at the end of the day. You're not. You're playing him to score the ball. That's it. Run the offense. But like I said, I'm blaming Nick McMillan on that one. I know some people may put that on Trey. Trey's going to be Trey because you allow him to be Trey. But he could be better, but they don't allow. So I don't know.
Okay, so we are about to hit the top 10 I thought I had a good sound. Here we go.
That's how you play it. I think it's the Pornhub scene. Every time.
And coming in at number 10, we have the New Orleans Pelicans. Last week had a number 11, and they moved up to number 10. So they beat the Golden State Warriors, which really wasn't a really fantastic win because I mean it was a huge win, but I mean you beat a team without Dre, without Clay, without Steph on the team, which is something we gonna definitely have to talk about at the show this upcoming Saturday, because I'm a little disappointed. I think I was listening to NBA radio, and I'm in the same boat with them. They played New Orleans Pelicans twice.
Who's this?
On Golden State Warriors. They played them twice in New Orleans, and they set all the stars both games. I think it should be a fine. I think you should not be able to do that because, and we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna discuss it more. You got kids paying to come see Steph down there. Everybody who comes to a New Orleans game or not New Orleans fan, they come see Steph. So if I done paid twice, okay, yeah, they didn't play the first game. Cool. We missed it. We watched him. Dang, he's on the bench. And I go, my son, we're taking him to see it again and turn around, boom, you not play again. And you're not injured, nothing like that. I think it's unfair. I think the team should be fine. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I think they need to start finding players too, because a lot of times a lot of this comes from the players. I don't want to play load management. And then one thing we're gonna talk about it because it's stuff I want to talk about Clay on that as well. But I just think it's unfair. But Pelicans,
that's the only person I may potentially give missing games.
That's I'm gonna tell you why I disagree. I understand what, but I disagree with him.
We'll talk about it at the end. We'll talk about the end.
We'll talk about it next Saturday. We'll talk about Saturday. We're gonna talk about load management. That could be one of the topics of the show, load management, because I got an issue with that. But yeah, we got the Pelicans at number 10. Last week we had number 11. How you feel about this?
I mean, Pelicans, they're doing okay. They haven't really played any team that really has their superstars or that's healthy. And when they did, which I think was the last team they played with full healthy team was the Celtics, which was not this week, but the prior week. I think that was the last time they actually played somebody healthy because Golden State didn't have anybody. Spurs, I mean, it's Spurs. And Memphis didn't have Ja or Desmond Bane when they played them. So they're winning it. That's all you can say. They're doing well. They're looking well. Zion is coming back in slowly. They're not rushing it. So it's giving him the rest that he needs to be able to be healthy. And it doesn't look like this upcoming schedule is going to be too difficult either. So I wouldn't be surprised if they move up even farther. But I think they're kind of where they're at right now until they can kind of figure out what's going on with CJ and their point guard position.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I ain't got too much to say on that. Congratulations, y'all moved up now top 10. You booted the Hawks out, so that just made my day in a way. Number 9, we have the Los Angeles Clippers. Last week we had it at 10. They moved up to number 9. I'm trying to figure out how they move up because they didn't really have a good week. But they and when I think, how many games did Kawhi play last week? Did he play in the game last week? One.
That's it.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about load management this upcoming Saturday. Definitely gotta talk about that because Kawhi is starting to piss me off taking that time off. I understand why. I think Paul George, is he injured?
No, he's only missed one game this week. That was it.
I thought he missed 2. You sure?
I think it was only one because he missed.
He missed a game before Thanksgiving. He missed a game after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, you're right. You're right because they ruled him out that second game against Pacers, if I'm not mistaken. But that was today. I didn't count today's.
Did he play today?
No, he was out. It was this game, and then there was a game.
So
it was no, I think it was just 2. I think he played.
He missed the game.
No, because he missed Clippers too. Yeah, he missed the Golden State game.
So he missed 3.
So I guess he missed 3. Yeah.
Okay. How many games out of them 3 did they lose?
Clippers. I want to say. Let me see. Because if I'm not mistaken, I want to say they only lost 2. They beat the Jazz. They lost to Golden State. Kawhi and Paul George did not play. And then they lost to Denver Nuggets, who I think Paul George played. But if he didn't, then he didn't play that one. And then they just beat the Pacers.
Okay, cool.
So
Um, I mean, they still a good team without them. They compete, they fight hard. I mean,
yeah,
they played against the Golden State Warriors, and of course, we had the Big Three decided to show back up after they missed the game before that. We're gonna talk about that more on Saturday. But it's the Clippers. They to
yeah,
me right now, surprisingly, the Sacramento Kings are not the best team in California no longer. It's the Clippers.
it's the Clippers.
Sacramento, Golden State, then the Lakers. So the Lakers still at the bottom, trying to find a way to the top.
Hey, they won 3-1, baby. 3-1
Yeah,
this week.
3-1. 3-1. They should be happy about that. Beat the Spurs. They should be happy about that. Let me get them there. Yeah, one more.
He said one more.
That's how they gonna feel in a second. Playing against hard team. LeBron. Okay, coming in at number 8, we have the Philadelphia 76ers. Last week we had them at 12. This week we got them at number 8, and I think they well deserved. I think they moving up. They winning games without their main.
How is the question? How?
I'm trying to figure out how your Kyrie and his Brooklyn Nets lose to them in bad too. Against them, they didn't have. You should no. That should have been an easy cakewalk. You got Kevin Durant, one of the greatest shooters of all time. You got Kyrie, one of the so-called greatest point guards of all time. That's arguably
I don't know about that. We just said he was the most skilled. I don't think we.
I'm gonna get one of the most skilled, and I still argue on that because that don't make that he ain't turned them over to victories. And then you got Ben Simmons, one of the greatest bigs of all time. No, I'm just kidding, but and then you go against the 76ers and you're missing Joel, you're missing James Harden, and you're missing my favorite, my boy, my dog, Tyrese Maxey. You're missing them, and they still beat you. Tyrese Maxey. It's Tyrese Maxey's team. Damn that. I'm letting y'all know right now, it's Tyrese Maxey's team. It's not Joel's team. It's not James Harden. It's Tyrese. It's Tyrese Maxey in the Philadelphia 76ers. I'm gonna call now. That's what I'm gonna call it. Tyrese Maxey in the Philadelphia 76ers. Tyrese Maxey in the supporting cast. Joel, you're a supporting cast member. Harden, you're a supporting cast.
You're stupid.
And how the hell you got? How you still lose? And what's his name? God, what's the guy name? The one they got from Miami.
The one they did.
No, they got from Miami. He was a guard. Like a forward, and he probably defensive guy.
You talking about PJ Tucker?
PJ Tucker, 0 points and played 35 minutes, 36 minutes, and 0, and you still lost.
Well, they allowed Gorgeous Nang 16 points. Paul Reed 16 points. D'Anthony Melton. Okay, I give D'Anthony Melton 24. We see some glimpses of him doing pretty well when he was with Memphis. And then Tobias Harris. Okay, 24. That's expected.
Tobias Harris been going off. I gotta get that. He been going off. Give him that. Gotta get that. He been going off.
Well, I mean, he just ain't really had the like with James Harden and Joel. He's the fourth option now because Tyrese is technically the third option. So it's just like
first option.
Man,
we're
not gonna talk about Doc Rivers and his rotations. But congratulations! I don't know how they won half these games. I mean, because you beat Brooklyn, lose to the Hornets. How does that happen? Then you beat Magic twice. Like, I mean, it's not nothing crazy, but it's just like the whole big thing is Brooklyn Nets, but Brooklyn Nets ain't even that good either. Compared in our power rankings or in the standings, they're not that good. So, I mean, they moved up. We'll see how this continues. They play Atlanta next, so we'll definitely shift.
Philadelphia, y'all have one job to do tomorrow. One job. 76, listen to me. Listen, Doc Rivers. Doc, come in closer. Doc.
Call him Glenn.
It was Glenn. Hey, Glenn. Yo, Glenn, you have one fucking job to do. One damn job to do tomorrow, and that's to defeat the Atlanta Hawks. Do not let them come into your house and win. Look at me directly in my eyes. I want to talk to you. If they win tomorrow, you need to be fired. You need to be on that midnight train to Georgia. Because if I'm not mistaken, you do live here. You need to be on that midnight train to Georgia and You need to go and bring your ass on home because I think he do live here in Georgia. Don't let me see.
I think it does too.
Yeah, you need him on that midnight train in Georgia. They need to fire you and give the job to my boy from Boston because he deserves another job.
Crazy.
Okay,
We'll see. We'll see how Philly does.
Number 7, we have the amazing, dynamic Portland Trailblazer, which is no movement. They were number 7 last week and they number 7 this week. What's going on with this one right here, KDH?
Well, considering that they're still competing without Dame, it's I don't know how. I mean, Jeremy Grant had his phenomenal free throw performance 2 nights ago. But I mean, what do you want me to say about them? They lost to the Bucks. Okay, you lost to Cleveland, top 5 team, and you beat New York Knicks. So I don't know how they did tonight against Brooklyn, but you lost to the 2 teams you should have lost to. You don't move. That's just how that works. Especially if they're top dogs. Milwaukee's top dog and Cleveland's top dog. So you beat the Knicks barely. Take it. 132 points. Outrageous. But I think they'll drop as if they don't have Dame in these next few games, they're going to continue to drop.
Yeah, I got you. Portland. I like. They definitely gonna be one of the tough teams in the West because they better than some of the teams in the West right now.
Sure.
And Dame back yet?
No. He missed all games this week. He missed every last one.
And they still in the top 10. That tell you Portland's still in the top 10, and they don't have Dame Dollar in. They don't have, it's not Dame. It's Dame time haven't happened. It's still in there. Coming at number 6, we have the Denver Nuggets. Last week we have at 14. The only reason why I'm gonna tell you, everybody, viewers, listen to me closely. I want everybody to listen. The only reason why they was at number 14 last week is because a certain person that's on this live broadcast with me had them pretty low, and I don't know how. I don't know why. That is almost. It was almost blasphemy. It was almost.
Well, they lost. They went 0-2 and had no fucking 3 starters.
But it's almost like how Bleacher Report had to go and say Warriors in the top 10. It was like I was stunned. But now we got it right. We got them back in the top 10. Last week we had them at 14. This week we have them number 6.
They got their starters back. That's
Joker, we got you back in the top 10 because he after that show he texted me. He's like, what the fuck is this? And he told me he gonna send his brothers come beat me up. I said, I had nothing to do with that. You better find KDH.
All right, first of all, in my defense, they lost to the New York Knicks with their full squad. All right. Then they lost to Dallas by almost 30 points. All right. How they play Dallas again and lose by 1? Beat them by 1. No, well, I know how the fucking happened. This fucking Lucas and his supporting cast. But then soon after they lost to fucking Dallas, they lose to Detroit Pistons. So I don't want to hear. I don't even know how they made it to the top 10 when you lose to the worst team in the league. You lost to Detroit Pistons and then you barely beat OKC.
Well, let me tell you what happened with the Detroit Pistons. They was chilling. And they were chilling again. They said, you know what? Cade came to him before the game. He said, "Hey, yo, can we get a game?" He said, "I'm gonna give you 100,000 your account," and that's what happened. He said, "Okay, well,
it's like they didn't beat nobody crazy for them to move up so high. But with their starters all back, you got that they're not. You can't do. I mean, even if they do lose, it's like they're still a good team. So.
We have you back in the top 10, thanks to me, not thanks to KDH. Okay.
I had him 12.
You had him. Yeah, I didn't even see your.
I don't even know what I had him, to be honest.
you deleted it before I looked at it. That's why you want me to see.
Nah, they're still on there. Let me see where I got him at.
Yeah, I want to see where you had him at.
Let's see where I have him at right now. NBA standings, KDH. Denver was number 5.
You had him at number 5?
Number 5.
So you had them jump all the way from 14 to 5.
They got their full squad back. That's the only reason. They didn't either. They dropped down because they didn't have their full squad, and I did not trust their roster. And then they shot back up.
Okay.
They're number 2 in the West. What you want me to do about that?
They the GOAT. They the best team.
They're
Okay.
number 5 in the entire league.
Number 5, we have the Memphis Grizzlies. Last week we had number 4. I was surprised you had them drop because I know that it had something to do with you. It didn't have nothing to do with me because I didn't have the Grizzlies. I don't think on my list I had the Grizzly on drop.
Well, Ja may be out for indefinitely due to his
That's
ankle
bad
injury.
though.
No, he's back, but that we didn't know it during that week. We just found out yesterday, 2 days ago. But he was out indefinitely. Desmond Bane has been MIA. No idea where he is. Dylan Brooks and Jaren Jackson. Jaren Jackson looked like he wasn't coming back on top of that. And they lost a couple games while they were playing. So that's that. I mean, they lost to teams that they shouldn't have lost to. That's the only reason why they dropped, I would say, in my case. But I mean, they're still one of the top teams that you're still going to have to worry about. But I will say that they are a team that you can beat if they don't have Ja Morant and they don't have either Dylan Brooks or Desmond Bane, because Dylan Brooks is our best defender.
Yeah, they had one job to do was beat the Brooklyn Nets, and they couldn't do it, which really upset me because I was.
Well, we didn't have Desmond Bane or Jaren Jackson.
Yeah, it's like I was competing with them and stuff like that.
We were until the fourth quarter.
Until y'all let the Asian guy go off on y'all, and when y'all let Jeremy Lin part 2 go off on y'all, it was a wrap.
Well, even then, we lost to Sacramento that next game after.
And then he shot a 3 in y'all face and turned around and looked at the bench like, yeah, y'all traded me, motherfuckers, and he ran out the court. So y'all let Jeremy Lin do y'all.
Well, technically, did we trade him or did we not just resign? I don't think we resigned.
He let y'all know. He let it be known he was upset.
It's all right.
You know,
it's all right. We'll see him in the playoffs.
If they make the playoffs.
The only way they can see him in the playoffs is the finals. That's 2 separate divisions.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. I don't even think they're gonna make the playoffs. So.
They're not even gonna probably make the playoffs.
If they see them in NBA Finals, I'm not watching this. I'm not watching NBA Finals.
Oh, God, I can't say that because we all did think they were potentially one of the most dominant teams before they started playing with James Harden, Kyrie, and KD.
Mm-hmm.
We did.
Sure.
So I don't see it happening, but
yeah,
NBA is amazing things.
Number 4, we have the Cleveland Cavaliers. Last week we had them at number 5. They moved up one spot. This had to be because of you, because I didn't have them moving up. I
mean,
they let Milwaukee.
They got the squad back. Remember, the only reason they were that low last time was because they didn't have Darius Garland. He had the eye contusion. Now he's coming back. They've been hooping. They beat the Heat. They beat the Hawks. You've been wanting the Hawks to lose. Well, guess what? They did.
Yeah. Hold on. Wait. Cavaliers, you had one job to do, and you did it. You beat the Atlanta Hawks. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
They only lost to one team this week.
Well, hold on. Yeah, that when the contusion came back when he lost in that game. But you had one job to do. You beat the Hawks, and you had another job to do, and you lost to my Milwaukee Bucks. Congratulations, Bucks. You did the job. Because I was like, I'm gonna tell you real quick. I'm gonna say when we lost to Chicago, I said we were supposed to win the Chicago game because I felt like we were gonna lose to Cleveland. I like, oh shit, they got what's the name, Mobley back. Who were they missing the game when they played against? I think it was Mobley.
It was Allen.
And they had them back and like, oh, they got everybody back, and we still don't got we still got Middleton back yet. So I was like, oh shoot. Then we were down players and stuff like that, and we still beat them. So Cavaliers, y'all really disappoint me. Y'all up high on the rank.
It's fucking Evan Mobley and Jared Allen. They can't be consistent on rebounds for shit. I think against the Bucks, Jared Allen had 3 rebounds? How the fuck does that happen? You're our leading center.
It's that Milwaukee Bucks defense and rebound and stuff like that. Okay, so number 3,
double digits in the fucking game.
Now, number 3, which just kind of surprised me because I had a different team at number 3 spot, but you had this. We got the Phoenix Suns at number 3. Last week we had a number 6. Really surprised that I thought they should be a little bit higher than this, but I agree with it. I'm not going to debate it or anything like that. The Phoenix Suns been playing their ass off. They haven't got the boy Chris Paul back. CP3. They haven't got my boy CP3 back out there yet. So I thought with it. I like what they've been doing. I like what they've been playing. Booker missed 2 games or 1 game this week.
Booker, I don't think missed a single one yet.
Okay, I thought he missed a game this past week. But still they've been kicked. When they beat Golden State, Booker wasn't playing.
That was last week.
Oh, that was last week. Okay, cool. But I like the way they been playing. I like the everything.
They ain't
They
played no
perform
fucking
well.
body. They played Lakers, Detroit, and fucking Utah. And
They
Utah, they
beat
barely won.
LeBron. No, LeBron wasn't playing that game. I forgot.
LeBron didn't play that game.
Yeah, LeBron was.
LeBron had his first debut basically yesterday.
LeBron had a debut back against the San Antonio Spurs. Hey, LeBron played against San Antonio. He made his appearance back. He said, you know what? He said, you know what? I ain't gonna play against no Phoenix Suns. I ain't playing against a hard team. Let me play against those San Antonio Spurs. Yeah, LeBron. Congratulations, LeBron the GOAT. Yeah, yes.
You stupid.
Weak ass motherfucker. Yes, LeBron.
Whoa. We ain't gonna disrespect LeBron like that.
Nah. He the motherfucker came in. He tried to come back at a soft game.
Nah, it don't matter. It don't matter.
No, he should have came back against the Phoenix Suns.
Nah,
He came back against a back-to-back San Antonio Spurs, the worst team in the NBA. LeBron, go sit down somewhere. Just pass that.
You a hater. You just LeBron. How you gonna pass that when he's sitting on the bench? Make that
no,
make
he
sense.
won't pat those stats against San Antonio. He knew he wasn't gonna score those points against the down Phoenix Suns. He said, "I need to get some points of that because I'm trying to pass on Kareem."
You ain't passing no Kareem if you don't play. At the end of the day, it don't even matter if you don't score or not.
Damn you, LeBron. You just passed that because your team ain't doing shit this year. Trade Westbrook. Send him somewhere so he can win something. Because he ain't winning up with you on the team. Because Westbrook and AD been winning. Ain't been you. So I let you chime in on the Phoenix Suns.
No, I mean they just they got it done, but they ain't really played nobody in my preference. They beat Lakers. We consider them one of the top worst teams in the league. They beat Detroit, who is considered the worst team, and they only beat them by 6. And then you barely beat the Jazz by 1 point from a buzzer beater. So
hold on, it's the Detroit Pistons. Bad boy Pistons.
That's not the bad boys. That's the bad guys. Bad guy Pistons. Yeah. So I mean, they need Chris Paul to really solidify their strength. I mean, even though, like I said, they're still one of the top three teams in the league right now. To my preference, I mean, it's arguable. I don't think they're number 1. Arguably number 2, if you want to throw them in there. But I think the other 2 teams are a little bit better than Phoenix with their full roster. Consider they still don't have Chris Paul.
All right. So at number 2, here we go. We have the Milwaukee Greek Freak Bucks. Yes, it's Greek Freak. They're gonna change the name. Change the name to the Greek Freak team. We should have won the game against the Bulls.
I don't know how y'all lost that game.
I blame the ending on Giannis. I'm gonna give you on that. I blame Giannis.
That's the only thing stopping y'all from even dropping from first.
Yeah, Giannis pissed me off in that game. I'm being honest. I was really disappointed with Giannis
and his defensive. Defensive.
His defense, at the last in that game. I'm like I said, Drew did not need any help defending.
Ayo Dosunmu.
Huh?
Oh, DeRozan.
He did not need no help. He was defending him well, and you drop on him and you leave the guy on the wing who actually been shooting the best 3%. They say if I don't say he had the best 3 in that game. I forgot who shot the 3-point. In that game, they say he would have the best 3-point percentage in that game, and you gonna leave him open. Giannis, sometimes I love him. One of my favorite players of all time. He's number 2 on my list. And my favorite player right now, but sometimes you make bad decisions, and that was on you. That was on you because that sealed the deal when he knocked down that 3.
Talking about Javonte Green?
I think that's who it was. But he had the best, and it's just like, man, don't.
Him and DeMar DeRozan were 66.6% from the 3-point line, so it had to be him, Javonte Green, which is rare for if DeMar DeRozan's hitting 3, you just lost. I don't care what happens. If he's hitting 3s, you lost. Let's hang it up.
Right. So, like I said, we should have won that game. We didn't. It is what it is.
Luckily, Boston lost. So, yeah, I ain't dropped too high.
Well, if we would have won that game, Boston would have lost that game.
You'd be number 1.
Yeah, we'd probably be number 1.
You'd be number 1.
Because
y'all would have went 4-0 at that point.
Right, exactly. Okay, so other than that, and one thing is we got the second best record, like they were saying on NBA TV tonight. The Milwaukee Bucks still have the second best record, and we still don't have our second leading scorer on the Raw. He hasn't played one game yet this season. Our second best scorer, and we still we got the second best record in the NBA. That's crazy. I don't care who we play. I don't care. We don't. Hold on, we 12 and we 13 and 4. So we don't play 18, 13 and 4. So we don't play 17 games, and we only lost 4, and we still don't have our second best scorer on teams on the floor. So as soon as we get him, I can't wait to see how they go. And then if Joe Ingles come back at least half the man that he was before, that even gonna be much better.
I don't know about that. We'll see.
Leave Joe alone.
I think shooting wise he'll be there, but I don't know if he can bring back that defensive.
We good on defense. We just need some shooters. They just crowd the floor because that what the Lakers need, some shooters.
Yeah.
Because LeBron kick it out to everybody. Oh, airball. And number one, last week we had them number one, and this week we have them number one again, the Boston Celtics. They've been just going on shooting spree, not literally, but figuratively. That's
might as well. I don't know where these other dudes be coming from. Like when they play Boston, it's just like non-existent. And Kings, pointless. Dallas, it was pointless. Bulls, I don't know how they beat him, but they've been demolishing teams. Demolishing.
Yes, and the funny thing is, I can't wait to see this game. Boston versus Milwaukee. The first time they meet is on Christmas Day.
Oh, you know they set that up beautifully.
Oh yeah, they're gonna be interesting. And then hopefully, Chris should be back. Chris has to be back by that game because that is the perfect time for him. I hope it's not on Christmas Day when he show up. At least a couple of games before Christmas Day, because that'd be perfect timing so we can actually get a full, healthy Milwaukee Bucks team. So he can't. No, I don't think they will actually.
Yeah, if y'all can get him around December 16th or December 13th, y'all be straight.
Yeah,
December 13th, you play Lakers. I don't think that'll be much of a problem for him. And then y'all play Orlando back to back. That should give him plenty of run.
I thought we play the Lakers this upcoming Friday.
No, you do. But I'm saying if he comes back by December 13th, I think that's a good timetable for him. I don't think he needs to rush it until around there because that one he'll get 3 games in. Then he'll play Pacers, who's doing pretty decent. Minnesota, see how that goes. And then it's the Boston Celtics on the 25th.
So yeah, so he do need to get at least 2-3 games under his feet.
Like I said, December 13th is I would say hope for the return. Y'all get him then. Whew. If you get him earlier, okay, cool. But
you know what's gonna be horrible? We gotta see Brooklyn and Lakers on Christmas Day.
Brooklyn and Lakers Christmas Day. Oh, they play each other, I'm assuming?
No, they both just play on Christmas Day.
You think they should play each other?
No, I think they should. I think they should not be playing at all on Christmas Day. I think no.
All of us agreed. Even all of us before the season started, we thought Lakers would do a lot better this year. They just didn't. And we thought I gotta pull up our standings what we had at the very, very beginning, but we had Brooklyn being pretty high. So
you didn't? I thought you didn't have Brooklyn high.
I didn't. I said I didn't trust them.
Oh yeah.
And I kept asking you. I was like, well, y'all trust them more than Lakers? And y'all kept saying because they'll be healthy. Everybody was like, all right, okay. So,
but you counted against that. The fun thing is you went against your boy, Kyrie.
I love Kyrie's game. That has nothing to individual performance has nothing to do with a team-based game. You can be excellent like Luka. You can be excellent. If your team don't come through, it's not gonna work.
But it's mostly his fault. It's not the team's fault. Have you watched?
I mean, no, because the only reason I'm gonna say no is because for one, Ben Simmons was playing like garbage. He's finally stepped it up in the past 3 games, and the team has been looking to when NBA can't handle new players coming in that they don't have on the scouting report. They never had Cam Thomas and Edmund Sumner and Steph Curry coming off the bench in their scouting report.
Let me ask you a question. I want you to be completely honest with me, and I want you don't sugarcoat it. Be honest. Who do you feel like should take the most shots on that team if
Should
everybody's healthy?
take the most shots.
Yeah, who should take
KD,
the most shots? Huh?
KD.
Who takes the most shots on the team?
Right now, I don't know. KD, it's gotta be KD because Kyrie's only
Kyrie.
played 3 games.
No,
Kyrie's only played 3 games.
average.
Though.
No, it's my average.
Oh,
Overall,
average. Okay, yeah.
Kyrie's
Yeah.
taking more shots than KD.
Yeah.
And they
But-
hold on. Look at statistics. If you look at everything, they say all the games that Kyrie take more shots than KD, they lose. And
Here's what I'm gonna say combative to that. Not only, okay, we can say Kyrie has been taking the most shots, cool. KD has been inefficient this entire season with or without Kyrie. The man's yes.
We got to talk about it on Saturday. I don't think so. I seen the stats. I don't think so. I think when KD take more shots, they actually win the game. When Kyrie take more shots, they don't. And Kyrie field goal percentage is way lower than Kyrie's. So to me,
Well, yeah, but
KD should be the first option. But the thing about it is, how they all I've been reading, they say KD is a very unselfish person. He's very unselfish.
Agreed.
He's big about helping his team out. And to me, Kyrie should not be shooting more than KD. I'm sorry. KD is one of the top 10 players, possibly 15 players of all time right now. I'm not sure he's in the top 10. He's probably in the top 15. Kyrie's nowhere in there. He's a top 75. He's a Hall of Famer. We know we know KD's unguardable.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, his shot. I mean, I feel like as this is technically KD's team, KD should be taking more shots. Just like the 76ers. That's Joel's team. That's not James' team. Joel should get more shots than James.
But the only thing I can say about that too is you got to think KD has shot in the past 2 games with Kyrie more than he shot in the past 5 games without him. He was looking to try to win with other guys that would have to help. He realized, like, NBA players or something, like if you work a job and you realize half your staff is going, you gotta find somebody within that staff to be like, hey, you gotta pick up the work. And that's what he was doing. Because I'm like, in the past 3 games, he took 10, 14, and 16. Kyrie comes back, he took 31 and 20. So either way, it ain't working in Brooklyn.
I think they need to blow it up anyway. That's just me.
I mean, yeah,
I was going to talk about it on Saturday anyway, but
yeah, we'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it on Saturday. So looking at the power rankings, the biggest games this week, we had Denver. They jumped up 8 spots. Chicago jumped up 5 spots. The 76ers jumped 4. The biggest losses, we had the Jazz drop 12 spots. Mavericks dropped 4 spots. OKC and Orlando tied with 3 drop. Huh?
I said, you're going to stop hating on Dallas. Wait till we get one trade and you're going to be sitting here looking like,
nobody want nobody on that damn team. They're like, fuck that.
Man, everybody want to be on that team. You just mad.
They would trade Jalen Brunson back.
Hey, we'll take him.
They would trade Jalen. They could trade Jalen for Luka. Luka will go to New York.
No, New York's top tier team. Then they'll win. We'll be top 5 in no time.
I mean, that'd be a good team with Luka on that squad.
With Luka, that'd be stupid. He has shooters. He got people that can score and play defense.
Maybe they need to trade Kyrie for Luka. Luka and KD together.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you right now, there is no trading Luka at anywhere in the history of mankind. Mark Cuban's not allowing that. He will trade his wife before he trade Luka.
He probably would.
No.
Not even the Joker.
No. He's 23 years old.
What about
No, he's 22 years old. What do you trade to somebody who's averaging 30 points, 7 assists, 7 rebounds? That's like having if MJ had that stat. You trading MJ? No. When LeBron had that, were you trading LeBron during that time at 22? No. You're fucking crazy. Now I know you a hater. At 22, fuck no.
He would trade Luka.
Kawhi Leonard 22? No.
He would trade Luka right now for Chris Paul.
No, he would. Absolutely not. There's no one in the league that's trading for Luka. There's no one.
Well.
No one. We could talk about that Saturday if you want. There's no one trading for Luka at all. You can't make up a possible trade that would look resemblance to. Okay, yeah, I'll think about it. No,
Nah, I wouldn't even say I'm about to say the Greek Freak, but Giannis not even going out there because he ain't even got no shooters. He be kicking out, they be throwing everybody.
yeah. You want to see how good Greek Freak is? Go ahead and put him on Luka's stage. Switch the two out. But then again, Greek Freak play a lot better defense.
Oh Lord! All right, man. Well, this was the power ranking for this week. Anybody who tuned in, appreciate you showing love, watching. This your boy, DT, and when you come back in town, KDH,
December 4th.
Sunday. This Sunday, okay, coming up. Cool. This upcoming Saturday, of course, we're gonna do our show. Will you be able to do the show? Or you gonna be on the road?
When Saturday?
Yeah.
No, I fly on Sunday.
Okay, so you flying in? Where you at now?
Ohio, Dayton, Ohio.
Where?
Dayton, Ohio.
There's an Acorn. I thought you were talking about LeBron. From there. I was like, oh shit, go by there and holler at LeBron for me. He's taking a break because he about to play against a hard team.
That's probably where he been every time he missed a game.
No, he was courtside looking fresh.
You can take a private jet.
Oh yeah, he probably did. He probably made the Lakers pay for it too, knowing him. Father time.
Went to Savannah, clapped some cheeks, and came to the game right next 2 hours later.
I don't think Savannah coming back to Ohio. I think she gonna stay in Cali, so I don't see her. She not doing that.
True. Nobody wants to stay there.
No, nobody wants to stay. All right, not even LeBron wants to stay there. That's why he left Cleveland. All right, man. Well, I appreciate you jumping on. We're doing our ranking. It was a great show. We should have Roach back next week, right?
Yeah, because he comes back on the 1st. So
he been gone long.
Yeah.
Pope be working. Pope making money out there clapping cheeks, man.
All right,
man. Just tell the truth. This DT unfiltered, uncensored. It's like that. We're gonna tell the truth. Daniel Roach out there clapping cheeks. Okay. He ate Thanksgiving, so he wasn't even with his parents for Thanksgiving. I know his mama.
I know. Quick thing, a nigga Dale called me. You know he only eat chicken. He said, "You know how Dale eat chicken? I only eat chicken everywhere he go. He picky as hell. He gonna call me on Thanksgiving talking about they cook duck."
Miss me with that bullshit.
Are they white?
Hey, no, they're not.
I had duck before. I hate duck. Duck is so tough. I do not like duck at all.
Yeah, you said they cook duck, and you know he did his little.
I know he had to be.
I showed him a piece of chicken. I said, "I got one of these legs. When we save it for you when I get done."
So did he eat it, or what did he do?
I don't know. We never find out next week on.
We're gonna find out. Remember that we're gonna find out what Daniel Roach ate at his girlfriend's house for Thanksgiving.
Name one of your titles: Duck Season or Rabbit Season.
The Duck Season, Rabbit. What did you eat?
Duck Season or Rabbit Season? Which one you had?
Yeah, that's what we're gonna talk about next. That'll be part of the show. Yeah. So well, the special guest who gonna be on the show next week wants me to mention him on the show right now because he just sent me a message. Is crappy basketball player.
Oh, wow.
He averaged like 2 points a game, 1 assist, and
Thomas Bryant.
And
Thomas Bryant.
He shoots 12.
Elon Musk.
He shoots 12% behind the arc. Oh. Let me see what he just said. He commented. Let me see. Let me put it on. He decides he wants me to say this is what he wants to say. Okay. It's 12 players on the roster at Wyneborough and in rotation, and he's like number 12 on the rotation.
Damn, he not even on the bench.
Yeah, he gets the starters water when they need water to drink. Okay, I'm just kidding. He's a cool dude. He don't like to wear deodorant, but
Oh wow.
Oh wow, no, I'm just kidding. There you go. My bad. He said no. He's number one. He's the number one water boy. Okay, great. We know this, Jeremiah.
You're stupid.
Okay. So yeah, he will be joining me. Hopefully he joining me next week on the show. So like he'll stand me up like Antonio did me, and I distinctly told Antonio he is not allowed on the show no more. I said, when you stand me up twice, I don't do. He's like, no. He's talking about, no, give me another chance. No, once you stand me up twice, it's a business thing. This is my brand right here. When you supposed to be on the show and I market that you're going to be on the show, and you miss 2 shows, regardless of somebody watching or not, and regardless of somebody watching now, you will mention I marketed it, and as soon as I put out the ad, when I put out the advertisement, when I promoted the show, he tells me that, oh, you could be upset with me, coach. I said, I knew what he about to say. I said, oh, well, you won't be on the show no more. So that's how I do. I mean, I keep it 100 with you. I know your situation was urgent. That's totally different. When it's something like that, it's urgent. But to me, I felt like he already knew ahead of time. Because soon as I dropped the average promotion, like he texted me 5 minutes later. So you just did not find out 5 minutes later that your dad was coming to pick you up. You knew already. So it is what it is. Like I just told him, unfortunately, I can't add you on the show no more. Maybe in the future, but no. Right now it's about business. But I ain't gonna hold you up, man. I appreciate you. Love doing the power rankings. We gotta just keep the Hawks moving on down the power ranking, which would make my day.
We probably need to do our what we think teams need to be at East and West. Redo that again. Probably,
we got to do that. So
probably not next week, but probably the week after. I'll say next week.
I can't. We got to hold on. The next week after, we probably need to do. Let me look at this calendar. Okay, so
because we got time.
Let's do about 7. Because the 10th, I'm not gonna be able to do the show because I'm gonna be at Wheeler High School for the showcase.
Okay, so
I'm not gonna be able to do the show on the 10th. So we go put it on the 17th. We go on the 17th. We go do our top 10 small forwards, and then we go revisit our ranking list for the East and the West.
Sounds good.
All right, man. Well, I do appreciate you being a part of the show. It was a good show. Do you want to tell anybody what's going on with you lately, or what you got going on, or whatever?
Not much. Of course, Band-Aid Boys Podcast on all platforms. Just type that in. You'll easily find us on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch. I sound tired as hell.
I know.
I had to make flights today, so I'm like out of it. But yeah, so definitely follow me there. Get things going. Okay,
cool. Well, this is your boy DT. Like I said, you can follow me on Instagram, DT_unfiltered uncensored. On Facebook, that's DT_unfiltered uncensored. Twitter, that's DTUNFILUNCEN 24/7. And then you can also follow me on Twitch, which is DT_unfiltered uncensored altogether. Please check out all my shows I have on my podcast. I don't have multiple shows. I have 111, they're gonna make 112 videos. And out of the 112, I think 101, 102 are interviews. So I got a lot of damn interviews. Jesus Christ. A lot. All right, man. Well, I appreciate you. Y'all catch us next week with the power rankings. Catch us this upcoming Saturday. We're going to talk about topics around the NBA. That's it. All right, man. I'll see you next time.
Definitely.
All right.
It's DT. You have just now listened to the most talked about podcast in the country. DT Unfiltered Uncensored. Thank you for tuning in, and see you next time.